Hey, yeah, hope all is well. Yeah, a quick word. God gave me this earlier. I was listening to somebody speak, and they were talking about how they love to watch their child. They have a little small child. How they love to watch their child sleep. And God was ministering to me like, if we as humans could marvel at our creation like that, how do you think God looks at us? How do you think God looks at us with how He created us, the way He created us, from our looks to our personality, the way we speak, the way we walk, the way we hold our pencil, the way we hold our pen, um, all the things that make us us? How do you think God looks at us, right? So when you are feeling away and you're feeling down or you're feeling the least, I spoke about that before. In Matthew 3 in the scripture where God um, tells Bethlehem, you are not the least, for a great ruler will come out of you. So when you are feeling down and you're feeling like you are the least, you have to think about how God looks at you. If we could marvel at our children, or we could marvel at something that we have created, just think of how God looks at us. And God had me to think about this too. You are allowed to have a story. You are allowed to be a human being, right? This is for those of you that beat yourself up. You beat yourself up, and you don't allow yourself to be a human being. God had to tell me that, like, you are allowed to have a story. In a story, there's ups and downs, right? Is all types of roller coaster rides going on in the story. It's twists and turns. It's all types of things going on. But when we're in the story, when we're the main character of the story, sometimes it's hard for us to, when we're in it, we don't allow ourselves the grace. But God had to tell me, you are allowed to have a story. You are allowed to have a story, and you have to tell yourself that if you're the type of person that wants things to go one way, you just on a one track mind and you want it to be a straight line, your life is not going to be a straight line. It's going to be a lot of squiggles in there. It's going to be a lot of loops and turns. It's going to look very much like a roller coaster, like a few roller coasters combined in one. It's not going to be a straight line. But you have to remind yourself that you are allowed, you can have a story. You can have ups and downs. You can have twists and turns, right? You can, right? Sometimes you're going to be left with a cliffhanger. It's going to be things that you don't understand, right? But you are a human being. And this is what comes with being a human being: ups and downs, twists and turns, things that, like I said, things that you don't understand. But all of that going on, with all the twists and turns going on, God is still looking at our lives and marveling at our lives, because we are His creation and He created us. So God is looking at everything like He predestined all of it, all the twists and turns, all the in betweens. He predestined all of it. He knew when you was gonna mess up. He knew when this thing was gonna happen in your life. He knew. I was just talking to a walking miracle today. This older woman said she was in the hospital for about 62 days, and I said, how long has it been since you got out? And she said 3 weeks. She was in the store shopping. She looked good. She was walking. She was pushing her carriage by herself. I said, I'm glad to have been, right? I'm glad to have met you, right? A walking miracle. God knew when that car was going to hit you. God knew when you was going to be in the hospital. God knew when you was going to lose your car. God knew when you was going to lose your apartment. Whatever has going on in your life, God knew. God knew it all, and it's all been written. It's all been predestined. He knew everything that was going to happen, and He still looks at us and marvels at us. He still watches us sleep and smiles and watches us sleep and just marvels at our life. So if a human being could do that, you gotta ask yourself, God is doing the same thing for us, right? And allow yourself to have a story. When you get into that mind frame of um, thinking of yourself as the least, you have to remember, it is okay for you to have a story. It's not going to be like that always. Your circumstances and your situation that you're in right now is not going to be like that always, right? You are not the least. It may look like that that's what you're telling yourself, but that's not the story that God has written for you. Your story is already written. It's already written, and God said you are not the least, right? So God's word prevails over everything. All right, so I love you. I hope that blessed you. I hope that was a quick reminder. I hope that was a pick me up. I love y'all. God bless.